All right, so we are meeting now with John Brumman from Angel AI. Angel AI is a new, well, I guess not new to him, but you're back to Angel AI from SunWest, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So give you a little bit of intro to John. Is he's been in the industry since he has been about what 18?
Yep, pretty close.
Yep.
20. Yep.
Dad was in the industry, got him in, kind of same story as me, getting bred up through the industry, and then kind of carved his own path through the mortgage world, and then has went with Pavan a while back, and now back with Pavan again. Kind of give me an intro to Angel AI and what you guys have going on.
Yeah, we got it. So first off, SunWest Mortgage Company, who I work for, has been in business since 1980. And Pavan Agarwal, the current owner, his dad founded the company in 1980. And then
Right.
Pavan built all this technology for SunWest Mortgage when he was a kid. And that turned into a company that
Mhm.
he ended up called XL Dynamics. And he ended up selling loan origination software to other mortgage companies. And then he took over SunWest Mortgage Company in 2010-ish.
Great time.
Yeah. And then, at that point he had shut his other company down and the only company well, that's not true. The primary company that uses his software is SunWest Mortgage Company. And then a couple years ago, he, we, we've had a version of Angel AI internally at SunWest for years and years. We call it Virtual Assist. And it basically was for internal employees, loan officers. If you had a question, it would go search what we call our knowledge base
Mm-hmm.
and give you the answer. So we've had AI for years,
Right.
and it was just an internal thing, and then he decided to make it an external tool to use with our originator partners, loan officers, brokers, and that. So he ended up actually starting another company called Selligence, and he put Angel AI under Selligence. And so the way the two companies interact right now is Selligence and Angel AI is a technology company totally separate from SunWest. But SunWest warrants the answers that it gives you through Angel AI. So anybody can use Angel AI, whether you're going to send SunWest a loan or not, doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter. But the answers are only warranted if you send the loan to SunWest
Right. Right.
or you work for SunWest.
So when you're talking about a almost like a database full of, because at some point you got to train your AI,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So he went through just years of inputting all these questions and answers into the system. So now the system, and forgive me because this might sound stupid
No, no.
and probably an easy answer, but like so the whole like machine learning AI,
Mhm.
right? Like, so is this AI? Is it getting smarter? Like the more you input, or is it just answers that have been the same over time, or is it like I don't know? Is it dynamic?
No, I think that's a not a dumb question. It's a good question. It started off like our knowledge base. If you printed it out, I mean, it would have been a binder this
Mm,
big, right? And so it was just over the years, questions and answers, and it was updated all the time. And so
mm.
he built a tool that would go in and find the answer for you instead of having to
His own
search through the
internal Google.
knowledge base. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mm,
And then that was years ago. And now it's true AI. It's actually, learning every single day. Every time
yeah.
there's a new question, it learns and it keeps teaching. And now it's teaching itself. And I'm not an engineer, I'm not a technology guy, so I only know the user side of it. But
Yeah.
but my understanding is it's got bots that are actually teaching itself in
Right.
addition to learning from users.
Yeah. Spooky stuff. So not
Yeah.
side note from Angel AI, but I was watching a video um, that it was an AI assistant who called another AI assistant, and so when they realized that it was also a bot talking to a bot, they changed language,
Wow.
and it was just like beeping and stuff. It was like the most creepy looking video I've ever seen because now the phone is making its noise and the computer is making its noise and it's talking and doing whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
It was like,
It's
whoa, this is crazy.
it's funny, and I'm just gonna, be honest here. I sat down today and did a bunch of videos.
Yeah,
You know how we do that?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You have to like, what we're doing right now,
yeah.
you have to get with the times. And so I was sitting down this morning doing these videos and it was all about exactly what we're talking about right now.
Yeah,
And the thing about AI, at which you're smart, a lot of people are so scared of it
yeah.
that they don't want to acknowledge that it is here and it's going to change the world. And
It's
so
already changing the world.
it 100% is.
Yeah,
And if you hide from it and you just ignore it, it is going to be negative. But if you embrace it like you're doing, Craig, and the company's doing, it's going to put you guys ahead of everybody that's not doing that.
so I guess that begs the question, like, so what is Angel AI? What's their 5-year goal? I mean, what's their, I guess, their end version of what they're trying to accomplish? Is it, I don't want to say get rid of LOs, but you're just trying to augment the, I'm gonna have to edit some of this stuff out.
No, no, I love this question.
Okay, so what's your, I guess, 5 year plan for Angel AI and your vision of where LOs are going to be in 5 years?
Yeah, question everybody asks. And I've had to answer that
Yeah,
question in my own brain to make things make sense, right?
yeah. And I
So
don't want to put you on the spot because I don't
no,
want. Go ahead. So,
no, let's do
go
it.
ahead. Yeah.
Pavan is heavily focused on, like, I can't tell you what his business model is
Yeah.
in 5 years from now because it's his
Ever
business
changing,
model
probably.
and
Yeah.
it's changing. But I can tell you that it's not just a mortgage tool. I mean, it's a financial tool that's going to include um, tax returns, homeowners
Mm-hmm.
insurance. It actually, we're rolling out it'll do your tax returns for you for free this
Mm-hmm.
year. We're going to roll it out. It's got the credit boost in it now. It's got all kinds of different things in it. So it's
Like
going
a
to,
TurboTax involved
right,
inside of.
exactly,
Yeah.
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 So it's gonna be a one-stop shop for financial transactions for consumers, and it's going to
Sure.
be free, right?
Sure.
And so it's not like, for me and you, we're just worried about the mortgage side today.
Yeah.
Well, maybe a little bit more, but but he was in El Salvador last night. He called, I was talking to him. He was in El Salvador selling Angel AI to a bank in El Salvador because they're behind the times, just
Mm-hmm.
like we are.
Right.
And he's in Angel AI is going to be a worldwide product. It already is. We're in a handful of other countries. We're working on integrating and rolling out Angel AI in other countries right now, which to me in my pea brain is like hard to comprehend. But
Sure.
we're doing like micro financing in India, for example,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and we're not lending the money. The banks in India are. We're not approved to lend in India,
Right.
and in these other and there's other countries. We're in several countries, right?
Yeah.
But we're the vehicle. Angel AI is going to be the vehicle for the consumers to get access to micro loans or micro financing for the things they need. And so Angel AI,
Sure.
one of the benefits is that it speaks just about any language, just
Mm-hmm.
like you were talking about a minute ago.
Yeah. Okay. So they're doing microloans in India, and they're just using Angel AI as the portal, right? So these guys go in and whatever language you're in, you talk to Angel AI like ChatGPT, and you upload all your documents, and these banks go give loans to anybody and everybody that goes in there.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah,
All right. So right now, Angel AI, they have a credit repair part of Angel AI,
yep,
and then you're gonna be rolling out tax services,
yep.
and then you're gonna be rolling out
Homeowners insurance.
home everything.
Yeah, probably car
So how
loans,
are you guys
credit
gonna do
cards,
homeowner
banking.
insurance when you're, because again, like real estate or like mortgage, it's state by state. So you guys going all across all 50 states and going,
Yeah, I mean, I think I
or
don't know
just the system?
I don't know the details of it. I think it's going to give consumers access
Mhm.
to it's another vehicle to homeowners insurance. I'm not sure
Yeah.
how the actual business arrangement's going to be set up behind the scenes. If we're going to be the carrier, we're probably
Mm.
not. We're probably
Right.
just going to be
The software behind the
the
kit.
software to get to
Yeah.
the homeowners insurance, because every loan that you do, you need homeowners insurance, right?
Sure.
So it's
Absolutely.
just it just be another way for a consumer to get a quote.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we were looking at too on, I guess, the consumer facing side is when we have our link brand, we have the real estate, the mortgage, the escrow, and we have an insurance, I guess not in-house, but a rep that we currently use, and we're trying to do all things under one roof, and so we want to have insurance as well. So if you look at Howard Hanna, that's a company that I kind of am teeing off of for what we want for Link, and they have all the same stuff, right? They have
Yep.
home warranty, they got insurance, they have the entire repair, property management. So it's like they have the whole slate under one roof, and so it's daunting because doing that in one state is one thing, doing it in 50 or across
Yeah,
borders is
yeah.
like gnarly.
Yeah.
So
That's one of the benefits of the company, being around for so long is that we've, just
yeah,
again, Vaughn and I were talking the other night, and he's like, I don't even have to think about compliance anymore. We've been through this for so long that it's just dialed in, right? I
well,
mean,
that I imagine you guys have a compliance department that,
oh, of course. Yeah, yeah, we do. And servicing and all kinds of
yeah,
stuff, I mean, there's things, but 10 years ago, that was like, a big part of his day was
hmm,
making sure that you have audits every year and all that stuff.
yeah, every
And now
quarter,
we have teams, and
yeah,
and the AI is honestly helping us uh, keep our books so clean that the audits are like a breeze now. I mean,
Mm.
we've got regulators telling us that they don't even believe what they're saying when they come in a good way.
Yeah, yeah.
Like this is, your quality. Our quality is so amazing that I don't want to say the name of the regulators because I might get in trouble, but but they are like raving about the quality of our loans.
Well, I mean, you're talking about the CFPB
No,
side or just internal?
so there's all these different regulators. You have the state, you have
Got it.
you
Yeah.
have HUD, you have all CFPB potentially,
Hmm.
Fannie, Freddie.
Oh, so
We're Fannie,
cross.
Freddie, Ginnie.
Yeah, I got it.
You have all these different audits and things that you have to do every year.
Huh. So then your guys' big competition right now is, I guess, the big players is Rocket, Better, or who is your guys' competition? I should ask that differently.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I mean, the only companies that come to mind when I think about we're a true fintech company. We are actually probably more of a technology company than we are anything else. Our processes are driven through technology. A lot of companies claim to be fintech companies and they're using third party off the shelf technology.
Sure.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so the only people that come to mind are people like Better Mortgage,
Yeah.
Rocket, UWM. I mean, and then they can't do what we can do.
Right.
They can do different things, right? I mean, like Better Mortgage is bragging about how their AI platform Betsy originated, X number of loans without a loan officer last year.
Yeah.
Or I read an article. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't want to quote it because I don't have all the details, but but that's not our strategy at all. Like we just rolled out the Angel Twin, which
Mhm.
is basically, you we take a 4K video of me,
Yeah. I know.
you take my voice,
Yeah.
and then I train my twin. It goes in and it gets information out of my social media accounts. I can train it and upload all my information if I want to know everything about me, and it knows what Angel AI knows. So when one of my customers goes on there and talks to my twin,
Thanks for talking to you.
they think they're talking to me. I mean, they know
Yeah.
it's not me, right? But it should be like talking to me, and
Mhm.
a lot better because it's not going to make mistakes when it gives somebody an answer.
Huh. Yeah. So funny. I mean, it's not, again, it's tangent, but I'm looking at writing a book right now. Right. And so I'm kind of going through my outline and I'm first couple chapters I'm starting to write. And I was talking to someone that's going to help edit and, and produce the book. Right. And they're like, well, just hire a ghostwriter. I'm like, well, what's the point of writing a book
Yeah,
if you hire a ghostwriter?
yeah,
They're just cloning, a concept. I'm like, well, that's kind of disingenuous, right? So like, it's kind of weird to me when I see like, I don't know what it's called when you have a fake video, but it's not even the people, right? So it's fucking crazy. So if you all like, again, tangent, all this will be edited out, but like you see your kid get kidnapped or your fake kid
right.
get kidnapped and it's their voice, it's their face. It's like, oh, hey, we're in Indonesia and we have your kid for ransom. It's like, how do you know?
Yeah, it's good. It's getting scary, man. I mean,
Yeah, it's
the like
totally not
there's
off
a
topic.
no, it's fine, but it's that's what you think about when you think of
Yeah,
AI. You think
yeah,
of all this crazy, you can't tell the difference now. Even on movies, you watch a movie, you can kind of tell like when they make an older actor younger
yeah,
in a movie, and you're
yeah.
like, dude, how did they do that? It looks just like him, and it's real.
We're watching The Righteous Gemstones right now, and they have John Goodman, whatever. They go back and forth, right? So they have
Right.
his old school version with his new school. And it's like, what in the world?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, and that's technology. That's where we're at. I mean, our twins are going to get more and more realistic and smart as we evolve too.
yeah.
And by the
So
way,
yeah,
just to be clear, like our broker partners and customers can also leverage their twins. Like you can make your own twin and
yeah,
use it, and then everything you can create a digital wallet inside of Angel AI now,
hmm
and everything's going to be on the blockchain inside of the digital wallet. So like all of those new words that we're having to learn about
sure,
blockchain and
yeah,
tokenization and all that stuff
yeah.
is contained within Angel AI.
Are you gonna have like your own currency, your own coin?
Yeah, I mean we
You
do
do
now.
already?
Yeah,
Yeah. So that when I was starting Link, that's where I was heading heavy is towards blockchain thing. That was the direction.
yeah,
Hence Link.
yeah.
And it was just a pivot because we weren't quite there yet. But yeah, I mean that's I guess for a finance company, that's the next step.
That's kind of where that's where we're headed. I mean, you can go into ChatGPT and ask it
Mhm.
to recreate a mortgage using the blockchain concept.
Yeah.
I mean,
How far away are we from that?
I don't think we're very far away from that. I mean, I was having this discussion yesterday. I don't know.
So who needs to adopt that Fannie and Freddie?
Yeah. I mean, it's not that's the right now all the compliance pieces need to adopt it. But it wouldn't take long at all to get that up and running. But I mean, title insurance kind of almost goes away. I mean,
Title recording,
yeah, it's like it would change the game. You
right?
get a loan in days.
Yeah, well, you need counties to adopt it too, I guess, if you're gonna record that way.
Yeah.
Um, so have you been following anything about with this Clear Cooperation and Compass holding back all their listings, and now there's a big fight
Yeah.
between all these. So there is a, and I should probably know this, but there's a MLS right now, or a blockchain version of MLS that is nationwide. As I'm saying it, I'm trying to think of the name, but it could very easily get rid of all of our associations, right? So we have Association Herbicide in Temecula, and we, from Link, have to join all these different brokerage or all these different associations.
Right.
Um, and when it's just so simple, I mean, this is hopefully going to open an eye to like Zillow and all these other third-party portals stealing our information and reselling it back to us in essence, right? So if we can get our listings off of our local associations and put them on our own blockchain version of MLS, it would just change the game completely.
Yep.
And it's already there. And just because I want to,
I can't think of. I don't know who you're talking about.
I want to say it's like Shelter Zoom, but
Yeah, that'd be huge. That'd be helpful for everybody. As Zillow's saying something like, if you don't notify us of a listing within 24 hours, you can never put your home on Zillow or something, right?
it's just all
Some-
that. The fight is just, it's only hurting the consumer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Shelter Zoom is that. Well, look what I'm thinking about.
Shelter Zoom.
Yeah, I'll send it to you before we leave. But it's just again, so if we're going that direction, anyways, I mean, if I'm an association, I'm scared because there's no need for them. All they do is cause us. They charge us for no reason. And what do they do for us, right? Give us lockboxes, big deal. So, anyways,
I think that, I mean, there's going to be massive shift right now. There's shifts going on in the appraisal world too.
sure, yeah,
I mean, everything that you and I mean, I've been doing this since I was 20, actually. Well, that's not true. I started in high school
Yeah.
working for my dad's company, telemarketing, but
yeah,
it's been like 32 to 35 years if you count those extra years. But
Hmm.
everything that you and I know and we've known since we've been doing this is about to go away
Sure.
or change. And that's like super uncomfortable. I mean, that scares
Well,
most
it is and it isn't because it's literally going to be. I mean, AI is going to do it faster, going to do it better,
Yep.
less errors.
Yep. Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
it
it's
takes out
gonna-
the human error
yeah.
factor,
Yeah, the scary part for people, because I talk to people all the time, is they just think it's going to replace them.
Mhm.
And honestly, it is going to replace a lot of people.
Sure.
It's going to create, I mean, a lot of the redundant people in our, not people, a lot of the redundant processes that
Sure.
people do.
Processors.
Yes. Like, and, and I don't, and that's, not to diminish what they do because they're a really
hand in
important,
hand.
they're a really
Yeah.
important piece of the process and they're
Well,
really
underwriting
good
in
at what they
general.
do.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, if you can take it from consumer to lender and get rid of underwriting and processors via, even the blockchain process, once those documents are in place into the file, AI handles the rest. You don't necessarily need underwriting.
Right.
It's
Right.
being underwritten from the AI,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yep.
um,
And
yeah, it's great.
what people are doing right now with smart people like you is you're realizing, you need exposure to a lot more people
Yeah.
than what we're used to. Like, working a farm area, or for me, like if I was still doing loans, going out and just calling on Murrieta and Temecula.
Mhm.
I mean, that doesn't really work in the future because I think what's going to happen at some point is the loan officer is still going to be part of the process, but they're going to have to do a lot more business, like a lot more business to make the same kind of money because the things that they used to have to do that they got compensated for are going to be done by technology.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, that's here right now to a certain extent. So,
Yeah.
our big push, I should say big push, but our push moving forward is going to be telling our agents to go out and get their MLO license so they can do their own loans. Well, if it does become that much easier, it's going to allow them to control the entire transaction as opposed to having another hand in the pot,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Allowing the transaction to be more efficient, cheaper,
Yep.
and faster,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Simply put.
There's a lot of people that I talk to that I know that are going the direction you're going.
Hmm.
It's not like, I don't think it's ironic. I think people are realizing
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
already here.
it's here.
Get in or get out.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, there's people, you go on LinkedIn, I go on LinkedIn a lot, and there's people, putting articles on there, right? AI is never going to take my job, and I wish that was true, and I wish we could all believe that, but you really kind of have to be burying your head in the sand to believe that anymore.
Yeah. I mean, you just go down the industries of where we're going. You have automated cars, which is going to turn into automated trucking.
Yep.
So you need to talk to the entire all the truck drivers
Industry.
are
Yeah.
gone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Trucks can drive 24 hours a day, no sleep,
Yep. Yep.
right? Um,
Yep. We're actually pretty close. We were just talking about this the other day,
yeah,
but I think we're close in California to having, Teslas.
they haven't in Arizona.
Do they?
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I think they're just waiting for some kind of legislation to pass here, and then all of a sudden you're
yeah,
gonna buy a Tesla. You're gonna go to work. You're gonna let your car go work all day for you, and then come back and pick you up when you're ready to go home. And it's gonna make you,
sure.
they're saying $5,000 to $7,000 per Tesla a month.
Huh. Well, they have that in Scottsdale right now.
Yeah.
So this is like like the future version of like those little bird scooters,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's just a Tesla,
Yeah, dude. It's.
right? Because you just dial it, comes pick you up, brings you where you want to go.
I mean, think about this. I was thinking about this. Yes, I was talking to
Crazy, dude.
I was talking to Nate, who Nate,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yesterday, and I don't know how long ago was it when they came out with cell phones. I mean, it was like I was like a young man. I was probably 20-ish when they had those big
Yeah,
old car phones that you
sure,
used to have, and that was so 30 years ago.
sure. Not necessarily the cell phones I'm thinking about because you have them pagers to actual cell phones,
Yeah,
but they had,
right.
the bag phones and stuff.
So real cell phones, what, 25 years ago, 25 years ago?
Yeah, I guess you could think about this. So I got in the industry in '98 and I still had a pager, right?
Okay.
So call it 2000 really was when your Nokia phone came around.
Yeah.
So 25 years ago, yeah.
So like technology has gotten smarter every single year,
Yeah.
and AI is so smart. Nate was saying, how long do you think, before this stuff really starts to take effect? And I'm like, dude, if you think about,
Hmm.
it's teaching itself every single day. I mean, if you use ChatGPT a year ago versus today,
Yeah.
you just know, like, oh,
It's fast and it's
this is,
good.
and it's gonna just exponentially get better and better and better. And it's not
Yeah.
like 5 years away. I mean, it's like right now. You better, if you're not already like you've been working on this for a while.
Yeah.
People that are just starting to think about it are way behind.
Well, so I don't know if this is something I should say on camera, but I got a question today from one of my agents and I had to go on ChatGPT and ask it.
Yeah.
I mean, I had like the idea in my head and I was wrong compared to what ChatGPT said. Not that I was wrong in general, but like that's the go-to, right? I mean, first year law student is going to be obsolete with ChatGPT.
Yep. Yep.
You know what I mean? So,
Oh, even I mean, my wife has a medical thing going on right
yeah.
now, and I mean, I went on ChatGPT. I took
Hmm.
pictures
Oh, shit. Yeah.
of what she has shingles. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
like a big deal, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it came out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and she thought she had a muscle strain for like 3 days. She thought because we go to the gym, and she's like, man, I pulled something in my back,
Mhm.
and she was bad. She was like pretty bad. Then all of a sudden, these little
Even to the touch, it's supposed to be not painful, right?
yeah, and these little things showed up, and I'm like, that's weird. You
Yeah.
shouldn't get a rash from a strain. And then the next day, it was obvious something else was going on. So I took pictures. I was on Easter morning.
Yeah.
Took pictures, sent it to my doctor. Thank God he's like a super cool guy, and
Yeah.
we've been with my doctor for years. And he sent me back immediately a text and said, shingles. I'm calling you in a
Prescription.
prescription right
Yeah.
now. But I'd already gone into ChatGPT, taken the pictures, uploaded it, and it diagnosed it to the T. It was shingles. I already knew. I mean, what it
Yeah.
was. And so it gave me detailed instructions on
Yeah.
what kind of medication she was going to need, how long it was
Huh.
going to take, why it was causing it, everything.
Hmm.
Same thing with marketing. Like, I went in there. There's just so many things, man. I went in and had it create an entire marketing social media strategy for me,
Yeah.
and I'm I created was it you that showed me projects, or was it somebody else, like creating a project inside ChatGPT? I'd never
Mhm.
done that.
Yeah.
I've always just created like a prompt.
Mhm.
You can create a project in
Mhm.
there, and I'm in there now with this project, and I'm like, that would have been like, 1 year ago I would have had to go to my marketing team
Yeah.
and say, hey, this is what I want to do. It's all this cool, fancy stuff. And I wanted to be on Instagram and
Mhm.
LinkedIn and TikTok and whatever else.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of the message. There's 4 different messages. They would have spent a month coming up with a plan. They would have came back and with some mock-ups. It would have been like a month from now, a whole team would have came back with the same plan that ChatGPT gave me in 1 second.
Yeah. Have you ever stumped it?
Yeah.
And it takes like 2 days to get to it.
No, not that. I haven't had that happen.
But like to your to your point, this is all my chats.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
You
want
obviously,
marketing plans? I mean, I
yeah,
use it all the time, and then your projects,
yeah,
right? I mean,
yeah,
I have my little project here.
yeah. That's what I meant. Projects. Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's just or here's the no, that was today, but yeah, I had a project in here. I don't know where it went. I deleted it, but hmm, that's weird.
Well, that's okay. But you were going to show me the one that stumped you.
Well, it's in this.
Oh,
I wouldn't be able to find that fast, but I was asking it questions kind of similar to what you're saying, and it said, "All right, give me till tomorrow, and I will come out with a detailed plan." All right, and I'm like, "That's kind
oh,
of
I've never
crazy."
seen that. Never
Right,
seen that.
so I go on the next day. I'm like, "Hey, just checking in." Right, you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, give me a minute. I'm close. So give me till tomorrow." Right, I'm like, "Oh, trips." Like it took like 3 days to get back to me.
Really?
Yeah,
That's it. I haven't seen that.
yeah. Um, So even the answer it gave me wasn't, they could have done it in 5 minutes, but it wasn't that great, much different. But yeah, so I use that on the regular. I mean, it doesn't even matter. I'll have something to write, and I'll write an email, right, in Chat GPT and have it refine it for me, clean it up a little bit so I
Yep.
sound more astute or
Yeah,
whatever, right?
yeah, yeah.
So I guess it depends on who the email is going to, but yeah, I mean, kids are using it in school to write papers, and
Yep.
the scary part or the bummer to me, and that's kind of like the thing I said about the book is, everyone's like, just go Chat GPT. Like, well, then why would I want to write a book? Because I have like I read and I take bits and pieces from Napoleon Hill, yeah, Jim Rohn, you name it, across the spectrum. Like I have all this shit tied into my where I want to go with the flow of the book and my own personality in the book, um, and it's just at some point it might be better. I could probably write it better than I can, but I guess there's a humanality to it that you're gonna be missing, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
um, you listen to Jim Rohn speak, and you listen to you read his books, they're the same. Jim Rohn could ask Chat GPT. Well, he's dead now, but he couldn't ask Chat GPT to write a book for himself, and then go listen to him speak somewhere, and it'd be totally different. It's just so to me so disingenuous that I was like, even ghostwriters, right? Whether it be Chat GPT or just having somebody else write your book. How do you go out now and pitch your book or go on a book tour that you didn't write? I don't get it.
Yeah.
But that's the thing right now, right?
Yeah. Well, I prompted it though. I prompted the
Yeah,
thing to
you
write my
prompted it to
book.
write it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I did help it kind of have me structure my layout, and I wrote a couple chapters and put it in ChatGPT to kind of get my flow of where I wanted to go. And so, um, yeah, it's interesting to me that whole world. But
Yeah. Well, and by the way, the other thing too, going back to the mortgage business, is that this I could be totally off on this. I don't think I am.
hmm,
Matter of fact, I'd I'd make a bet that I'm right,
okay,
but it's arrogant to like to be. I don't want to be arrogant, but I will tell you, I feel so strong about this. There's levels to the mortgage industry, as you know now, right?
hmm
There's mortgage brokers who basically originate and process loans.
hmm
There's really almost no expense there if
hmm
you're just running a mortgage brokerage.
right,
There's very little expense, right? There's some,
annual, but yeah,
right? So you got LOS fees, credit reports, appraisals, maybe just basic stuff, right?
hmm
Any employees you hire, you don't even have to hire an employee though, because as a broker you could use contract processing.
sure,
You could work from home, but the expenses are minimal. Then you go to the mortgage banker that's considered a correspondent lender, right?
hmm
And those people just they do the things that you do. Typically, depends on their structure. If they're retail and wholesale, they do the same things you do. They originate, process, but then they underwrite. They disclose the underwrite doc fund. And then they ship and insure. And there's marketing and compliance and secondary marketing in that
a
structure.
lot more expensive.
And the cost goes from under $1,000 per loan to $12,000 is what the average cost is right now per loan for an independent mortgage company. And then the next level up is, a Fannie Freddie Ginnie seller servicer, which is a whole different animal. That's what we are. That's what SunWest is. And then if you're servicing loans, there's a whole other. That's like a different business, right? But there's also different revenue that you can make there. There's a whole different revenue stream.
Sure.
And so my opinion is that those independent mortgage bankers in the middle that are selling loans to other mortgage companies and not directly to the agencies, I think, in my own opinion, that business model is going to go away. Like, I feel very strongly about that. Even when rates come back down, because they're going to come down, just a matter of when, right? It's not if, it's when. And the reason the rates, see, there's big companies that are in that category,
hmm
like that are doing 3/4 of loan volume in the country. But 98 or 89% of them are losing a lot of money.
Hmm.
And so what they're holding on to right now is hope.
Hmm.
They hope that when the rates come down, that margins will
Next week,
expand.
though.
So they think every other cycle, when rates go down, margin or profit expands,
Hmm.
right? That's not going to happen this time because of two things. One, because of the broker shift.
Hmm.
There's been this massive shift from loan officers and originators that have used to work at independent mortgage companies, and now they went to the broker world because the pricing is so different, right?
Hmm.
Like your price that you can offer a customer, even before you bundle everything,
Hmm.
is probably in rate. I mean, if we're just, there's price and there's rate. So in rate, probably a point better. So somebody today that comes to me, no, not me, that goes to one of these big independent mortgage companies
Yeah.
is going to get quoted 7.5% for a 30-year fixed rate conventional loan when you can do it for 6.5. I'm just making up the
I
numbers,
got you. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And maybe there's a little different, it depends on the lender, it depends on the broker's comp,
Yeah.
but it's that big of a difference where who's going to do that?
So then why would the broker stay around? So why wouldn't SunWest and UWM and Rocket just basically take over the entire industry?
Well, that's kind of what's I think's going to happen right now.
But even how about the broker? How's the broker going to survive?
The broker's going to survive because UWM doesn't originate loans. They need you to originate their loans.
But why wouldn't they just start originating loans and hire out? Why would a small brokerage, or why wouldn't a small brokerage then just go to SunWest? Why should I have my own small brokerage? I guess so. No matter what, I am in essence still working for you guys.
Yeah, if you look at like, and I'll be careful about what I say here, as I don't
Yeah,
want to get in trouble. But
you can edit out
I
anything.
was talking to a friend of mine the other
Yeah,
day. Right, this guy used to work for me.
yeah.
He's an attorney. He's a smart guy.
Hmm.
He just
John,
huh?
John,
No,
the
no, no,
different
no,
John.
no.
Okay.
This is a different guy.
Okay.
It's an attorney. It's funny. I got a couple attorney friends, I guess, but he was working at a really big broker shop. He just went and opened his own company, and he was telling me about his company. He's like, dude, I'm going to hire this $100 million team and this $70 million team, and we're going to kill it. We're going to be doing $100 million a month within a year."
Mhm.
And I go, "Good for you, man. That's awesome." And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "My buddy who's a rocket shop said this," and then he goes, "I'm a UWM shop." And then he goes, "Man, then UWM," and this is the part we might need to edit out, but
Yeah,
UWM, if you mess with them, they will sue the hell out of you. That's what this guy's telling me.
right.
And I go, I'm just listening to the guy talk to me, and I go, "Buddy, I'm just listening to you talk, and I feel like I'm in the twilight zone. You just referred to your friend who's a broker as a rocket shop. You referred to yourself as a UWM shop, and then you told me that you're a UWM guy, and that the company that you work for sues the hell out of everybody like you. Why would you partner with people like that? And why are you referring to yourself as you're basically saying I'm a branch of UWM,
Yeah,
and that he's a branch of Rocket?" To your point,
right.
like that's kind of what has happened in our industry right now. And so mortgage brokers, and this is what I've been advocating for the last couple of years.
Hmm.
There's 100 wholesale companies out there, not
Right.
just Rocket and
Sure.
UWM.
Yeah, yeah.
Rocket has or UWM has an ultimatum that says if you sign our contract, you can never use Rocket, and
Right.
if you do, we're going to sue you.
Right.
I mean, that's actually
Happened.
public knowledge.
Well, and it's happened.
And it's, yeah, Google it. It's all over.
Yeah.
It's happened a lot.
Yeah.
And so that's not. This is the first time in my career that's happened, and it's not like a normal. I mean, it's not normal in the industry for that kind of stuff to happen. So the industry surprised when they came out with that, I thought, oh, they're done.
Hmm.
They've got bigger.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I really don't get it. So, but my opinion is like, if you want to stay an independent mortgage broker, you got to spread the wealth to
Mhm.
other mid-sized wholesale companies so you have options. Because at the end of the
Sure.
day, if you don't do that, and it is Rocket and UWM, you're just an extension of them. You are their origination arm
Right.
at that
Right.
point. Right now, they're just, you're a little tiny piece. But if like, there's companies that are sending them 95% of their business.
Because it's easy. I'm guessing it was the same thing with SunWest, right? So we're approved right now, I think, with 18 different mid-size. I mean, we actually shifted from UWM to Rocket, and so we are guys that do use Rocket. We've kind of shut down the UWM arm mainly because of that.
Yeah.
UWM was great because they are very helpful, right? And
Yep.
and help you with from marketing to the entire loan process to different programs, and the pricing was great. Rocket's very competitive. SunWest is very competitive. So I guess once you're comfortable using one of these, right, you just
Yeah.
kind of pick your poison. Then you have, the non-QM loans. You have your own. So you have different options for different types of loans. But once you get comfortable using a SunWest or a
Yeah.
Rocket or whatever else, you kind of stick to that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
This is the 100%.
So then you guys want a whole bunch of little brokers funding you
Yeah,
ultimately.
but we don't, we're not saying, hey, give us 100% of your business. We'd like that,
Yeah.
of course. That means we got a good partnership. But
Sure.
somehow those big companies have accomplished that. Everybody wants that.
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
my job is to go out and increase our volume at SunWest. So like, if I got you because I was so good to give me all of your business,
Yeah.
then I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
Obviously, those companies are doing something right, like you just said.
Yeah.
Right. And so you can't knock them for that. I mean, there's something good happening, or that wouldn't be going on. But
So I mean, SunWest is obviously competitive with Rock EWM, but your guys' big push is Angel AI,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Your version of what you said, Betty for
I think that's what they call it, better mortgage.
betters, yeah. Huh.
But my understanding is that that's it's a phone. You call in, you talk to an AI bot, and you think you're talking to a human, and the bot can take you from start to finish on your loan.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So now take off your Angel AI SunWest hat.
Yep.
If you were getting into this industry, this is a selfish question.
Yeah.
How would you start and what would you do differently now than you did 10 years ago, 5 years ago?
Yeah. It goes back to what I was just saying a minute ago. I think I would do exactly what you're doing.
Oh, perfect.
I literally would. I would do exactly what you're doing. I would do real estate loans, escrow. I would do as many pieces as I could.
Yeah.
And offer the best price to my consumers, because at the end of the day, you're going to end up competing against, Rocket Mortgage or Mr. Cooper, whoever is going directly to the consumer. It's going to be hard to compete with their price.
Sure.
And so by what you bundling it like you're doing and offering all the services is the right way to do it, I think. And I never say never. I mean, today in this world, like there could be a reason why margins come back. We could have another COVID. Who knows? Like there could be some anomaly that happens again. That COVID thing was like a once in a lifetime deal. Like mortgage companies were making so much money, it wasn't even funny.
Yeah. Now it's all gone.
And then went from the best to the worst. That
Yeah.
right. So now we're at this other point. But I think now that the shift isn't just because of, it's because technology and because of the shift to the broker side that's driven down margins for the rest of the industry. Anyway, but my point is you can do brokering like you're doing. You can pick and choose one out of the 18 lenders that you work with who works best for your client.
Sure.
Right. There's more flexibility in actually the MLO comp rules are pretty clear, but mortgage brokers do things a little differently than mortgage bankers do when it comes to how we pay. But you've got more flexibility who you can send the loan to. You've got more flexibility in pricing. And then if you want more control over the file, you can do what's called non-delegated correspondent now. And back in the day, 10 years ago, that was terrible. You didn't want to do that because you had to rely on the lender's service levels, right? So you're a mortgage banker, you have a warehouse line, you're going to fund the loan in your name, but you have to ship it off to the investor that's going to buy it to underwrite it.
Sure.
And then you just have to wait. And you got to hope that
you lose control.
You can lose complete control. Yeah. It's really the control in that way is no different than brokering it at that point, right? But you're minimizing your reps and warrants. You're minimizing your risk by letting them underwrite it, because once they underwrite it, it limits your responsibility for that loan, right?
So then, go ahead.
But just to finish that thought, so now the service levels have gotten so good, that it's like 1 hour, or versus you used to have to wait 2 weeks to get your underwritten approval back. So you can basically be a full lender in your funding loans in your own name without having to take on any of the expense of that $12,000 cost I was talking about. You got a little tiny bit more expense because you have interest arbitrage on your warehouse line. It's like nothing. Right. It's negligible, but that's what I would do if I was starting a mortgage company. I would be a non-delegated correspondent lender and broker at the same time, because you can do both. When I needed to control service, I would probably bank the loan. And if I really needed the better price because the borrower just was like super, like that was the most important thing to the borrower on a refi, or something like that,
100%.
You could broker it. Yeah. But I don't think back in the day you used to you would start off as a broker and you knew you weren't going to make any money as a broker, the broker owner. But your goal was to amass enough volume to go, okay, good, now we can get warehouse lines. Sure. And then we can start selling loans to other companies, and then we get to make more money, right? Because there's extra margin. There used to be a lot more margin to sell a loan versus brokering it. Now the margin's almost identical, whether you broker it or correspondent. the loan, it's about the same. And so there's just no advantage to like becoming a full-blown mortgage banker today. If another COVID or something like that happened and margins came back, then there would be a big advantage to being a banker. But as of today and what I can see happening in the future, there's not going to be more independent. You're not going to go, hey, John, in like a year from now, I want to get underwriting docs and funding and have all that stuff sitting in here with me, and then have to spend $100,000 a month in salaries to continue to do the same amount of volume. There would be no benefit to it.
And that's why you're saying that middle ground's gone. That banker is gone.
Yes, that's what I think. I think it's gone. So I think there's going to be a handful of humongous companies and a whole bunch of brokers. That's what I think. I don't think those big companies can service consumers like you can.
Right.
Because you just had you had a customer in here when I walked in here, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to go to Detroit, Michigan to go sit down with the guy at UWM when they live in Wildemar.
Sure. Right.
So that's
back
still
to that
here.
human aspect again too. You still want to be able to talk to somebody, especially when you're talking about the biggest investment of your life. You want to be able to feel confident and trust the person you're dealing with.
Yep.
And that's changing too. Back to your, the future of our industry. These younger kids coming in, they're used to doing everything on their phone.
Yep.
They're used to AI. They're going to be used to this. So our age is going to phase out, and it's going to come up to that younger generation, and then by then it's just normal. So they don't want to talk. The COVID generation doesn't care about talking to people.
We've talked about this. My 16-year-old daughter will not call her friends on the phone. And if she watches this, she's going to be pissed off at me. But I'm like, Emma, it'd be a lot easier if you just called your friend and talked through whatever you're trying to text her. And they're like, what are you talking about? We don't do that. I go, you don't do what? I don't get it. She goes, no, we just text everything. And she's like trying to craft a perfect text message that comes off with the right empathy and and I'm like, just call them. They can hear you.
Yeah.
They don't care.
You lose context in a written word.
But you're right. Like the new generation just doesn't care about that.
Yeah.
But the average age, I just looked this up. The average age of the originator right now in the industry is 44 to 47.
Yeah.
Which is still fairly young, right?
So then you think is that, I guess, why would they be so old? There's no one going into this industry?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I think
they're not coming out of college to be a lender, I guess.
Well, I mean, I got a funny story off camera. I'll tell you about my 23-year-old. I might have told you already, but I don't know. There's a big office I visit frequently in Orange County, and I walk in there, and there's 300 or 400 loan officers walking around, and all of them are under 30. I mean, most of them are under 30. It's the coolest little vibe I've ever seen in my life. I mean, these guys are like killing it too.
Yeah.
So there's young people in the business. I don't know why. It's just that, back in the day, we got in this business because you didn't have to have a college degree. You could make more money than doctors make, and you just had to be good at your craft.
So now you have this many lenders in one shop. What's their main book of business? Is it still refis, or are they going?
Those are all
realtors,
refis.
all refis.
Mostly refis.
Boiler shop on the phones.
Yeah. Believe it or not, they're doing almost $1 billion. Well, they're not quite up, almost $1 billion a month in refinances right now because the consumer debt is at an all-time high right now.
Yeah, dude. So they're just stacking on. They don't care about the interest rate. They just want to get rid of their debt.
Yeah, the consumer has no choice. They're getting to the point. A lot of these consumers are like, I have to refinance and pay off my debt
because your charge cards are at 28%.
Exactly.
It's fucking gnarly.
Yeah. So there's a market there. I just didn't, I didn't really know it existed until I met these guys. So I'm like, wow.
And they're just hammering phones.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really cool, man.
And Affleck and blow
it is. It's just like that. And matter of fact, they have pictures of those like all over the place. It's huge. They're like 50,000 square foot. And the culture is, the people are awesome, dude. The guy that owns the company is an amazing guy. Like, I love him. He's a good dude. They're good people. I mean, and they think they really believe in what they're doing. They believe they're helping people.
Oh, they are. Cause, even the rates are at 7%. You're refi out at 25%. Yeah, of course they're helping people.
Yep. You just gotta make sure they don't go back and run up the debt.
Right, which they probably will because cost of living is so damn expensive. Well, I want to thank John for coming in today. I know there's a lot more that we wanted to get to, but we'll get to another day. So, John, thanks for coming in, man.
Yep.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, buddy. That's good.
All right, that's it for today.